So there's a lot that I want to talk about, but I guess I gotta make like sequential videos or part one, part two videos on what's really on my mind. Um, Never really recorded much, but nowadays I kind of find it therapeutic. So I just got out the Navy, and a year ago. So I tried to commit suicide, and the Navy or Captain Peck said that I lied on my military application. So because of that, he swiftly discharged me. So I got a general under honorable conditions. It's better than a dishonorable, but still the amount of monotonous repetition and I guess yes, like I don't know, but that aside, I'm home. I've been home for a year and a month. So August, September, October, a year and 2 months. And I'm still trying to find my way. Still trying to play good boy, still trying to keep out of trouble, and I guess re-establish and reinvent myself. When I got home, I was living with my grandmother for a few weeks, then my mother for a few months, until I finally got my own place, a rooming apartment, not an apartment, but there's your room, there's your studio, and then there's your one bedroom, and it goes up from there. So I eventually got my own room, and I sleep in the basement at a rooming house. 600 a month, really can't go wrong. However, a big guy like myself needs bigger space, and it does get lonely, and I would like to have a companion, a loyal companion, like a dog or a cat. Cats are loyal to themselves, but they're nice to you unless if you like pet them, and then they bite or scratch you if you pet them too much. What do you want? Do you want to be pet or not? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I definitely would like to have a little companion. So I've been apartment hunting for something that's in my budget, where I could pay for something and still be able to have fun on a weekends, living that paycheck to paycheck. No one wants to do that, and now that I know better, I would rather live and not let life live me, if that makes sense. So my credit score is freaking awful. No one is going to have a perfect credit score. There's always going to be some type of blemish, whether you just don't give a fuck about paying your debts or you care about paying them, but things happen, life happens, and you end up getting on behind, and whatever's going on in your life, banks and financial institutions don't care as long as they get their money. So you're fucked and they're not, and your credit scores go down. So my situation was where I got let go from the Navy, things piled up, credit score went down. Now, when I was apartment hunting, they were asking me, what's my credit score? I was honest with them. I was like, listen, it's so bad, not even a freaking bum would give me his leftover crumbs if I promise to pay him back. That's how bad my credit score is. So they said you need to have a credit score of 720. 720 is a really, really good credit score. That's almost perfect. And if you don't think it's perfect, well, the amount of people that I know, that's pretty freaking phenomenal to them. The only way if you'll have the only thing I think you'll have a credit score like that is if you probably had one credit card, you used a credit card, and then you paid off the credit card and you just destroyed it after that. So with that being said, how does the average person get a 720 credit score? So with a 720 credit score, you could pretty much get a loan or qualify for most loans to get a home. Now, you're paying a business or a financial entity a certain amount of money a month so you could live on their property, and they want you to have a 720 credit score where you could use that same credit score, and instead of paying someone else, you pretty much pay yourself or invest into yourself and get a home, wherever the home may be. If it's a home in a really nice area or a home in a really shitty area where they're going to, what's that word? A gentrify or something like that, where the area is really bad, but they're slowly but surely making things good. Like, for example, Stamford, Connecticut was a really bad place to live, and all of a sudden, you have like a Starbucks almost in every freaking corner. It's probably the ideal place that most, I guess, new up-and-coming aspiring generation kids would like to live in today. Here in Bridgeport, I'm starting to see the same change. It's a really, really bad place. You will get shot if you run your mouth or something of that nature. However, as time goes on, I see Bridgeport is changing for the better, or at least is trying to. And if I want to buy a home here in Bridgeport, some houses will be expensive as hell, others will be a steal, and as time goes on, the value of my house will go up. But what I'm trying to say is that with that 720 credit score, instead of me paying someone else, I could invest into myself and pretty much have my own home. There's a lot more responsibility than to owning a home, obviously, because you have to pretty much upkeep the lawn, plumbing. You are the landlord per se. If you're in an apartment and something goes wrong, whoever you're giving that money to, it's up to them to fix whatever goes wrong. If you're a homeowner, it's up to yourself to fix on whatever goes wrong. I think those are the only really the major pros and cons of being a homeowner versus renting. But here in Connecticut, everything's expensive anyway, and also depending on your credit score, will also determine on how much you'll be paying your mortgage a month. So some people with amazing credit score are paying like $850 a month, where people who are paying rent are paying like $1,300, sometimes $1,600 a month. You know, when you're talking about Milford, Stanford, Shelton, you know, pretty, you know, nice places where there's hardly to any to no crime. You know, unless if you have that one guy that wants to take an AR and shoot up a school. But, you know, that aside, you know, you're paying double for rent when you could pretty much get a home loan and pay literally half that cost. You know, it probably will still add up to that amount if you're including, you know, like if you have public water or your own septic system. You know, if you're, you know, I guess if you want to add cable or internet, or well, no one does cable anymore, but like if you want to add internet or anything in that nature, you know, everything else will add up to that amount. But still, you know, when you're paying someone your mortgage, you're paying the bank to pretty much become that owner. And then when you have kids or anything else in that nature, you know, they'll have a stable place to stay, to live. And if you so choose, when you pass on or you decide to call it quits and enroll yourself into a nursing home, you pretty much pass down the house to your son or daughter, and hope the house will go down from generation to generation from there. So, that being said, I have a lot of fixing, a lot of growth that I have to do for myself, and that is definitely that credit score. But you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and so is that credit score. So I'm just gonna work on myself as much as I can, as best as I can, fix that. And instead of trying to find an apartment, you know, I'll just stay where I'm staying until, I don't know, until at least get to like 650, maybe 700. Use my VA, you know, no money down home loan, and whatever I save from that, you know, I could get the no money down and use the no money down to secure a home, and then whatever I saved up, I could use it to close on a deal, and I can also use whatever to like renovate or fix if it needs fixing. So yeah,